Have a look at this guy.
Yo,
Hey, Dan Riches.
mate, how you going?
Did we catch you? Oh, show us the sunset. I wanted to see the sunset on the promenade.
Sunrise up here, but there's a bit behind me there, mate. It's a gorgeous morning.
What are you doing? I know it sounds like a good idea, but if it's 30 degrees outside, but you've been going down to the beach at 5. What are you you're going at 5 a.m. in the middle of winter? Are you insane?
Yeah, well,
What are you
a
doing?
little bit. Well, yeah, it's about that. Since July 1, we've been I've been coming down to Eastern Beach and getting in the cold water every morning. About sunrise, so it changes a little bit as the sun rises, but it's about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Been pitch black for a long time, but now it's not too bad when we get here.
That is lovely. Now, I did introduce you off air before this morning and during the week, saying you're coming on. You're responsible for Mind, Body and Salt. Give us a little bit of explanation about how you've gone from basketball genius to let's float in baths and pour salt on my face.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it'd say a normal transition going from to float tanks and saunas, but. No, look, the timing was just something. I'd always wanted to go into business for myself, and just at the time when basketball was winding up, and I was looking for opportunity, and that was something that I got into flotation, and floating was something that I'd never experienced before, and it was profound what it did for me after some medical operations and a few things. It helped me bounce back, and at the time, no one was doing it in Geelong, so by bringing it down ended up being a good business opportunity. And now we're finishing up our 4th year at the East Geelong studio and looking to grow where we can.
Yep. Explain the benefits that lying in a bath, floating, as opposed to having a bath at your house. What's the differences, and what benefits did you particularly have? And can you dabble a little bit on what you were battling at the time?
Yeah, sure. So at the time, I had Crohn's disease.
I'll get out.
I had Crohn's. This is about 12 years ago. So
I say get out because yesterday's guest was Jacinta Parsons, who wrote a whole book on her battle with Crohn's.
Right.
I did not deliberately do this.
Yeah, right.
This is not Crohn's week. But sorry, mate. Continue on.
So I had Crohn's, and I was able to I had to have a lot of operations. I ended up having my bowel removed, and I've lived with a colostomy bag for 12 years now.
Right.
But by doing that, I had all the challenges that most people have when they have one of those things for life. And floating was the thing that helped me come back. But what you're essentially doing when you're floating is you're lying. And a lot of times, a lot of blokes will say, "Well, if I want to have a salt bath, I'll just jump in the ocean." And there is a bit of a difference with floating to the ocean or to a bath, and it's the density of magnesium. So those float pods and the float pools, there's over 500 kilos of magnesium sulfate dissolved into the solution. And whilst it's only 30 centimeters deep, the density means that when you lay back into that body of water, you remove all gravity from your body. So you're essentially lying at zero gravity. And,
right.
And when every joint in the body can be released from gravity simultaneously, there's a releasing of the gravity of joints in itself can help a number of ways. I've seen some unexplained things happen with floating, but genuinely people use it to remove gravity from their body. Oh, you got me?
Yeah, got you. I'm still here. You've gone mute. You've muted. Pause. I can't hear you. Audio. Don't know what happened there. Oh no. This is horrible. Why is that muted? Have I pressed mute? The joys of technology. I'm going to hang up and call you back. Yeah, show us around. Yeah, that looks great. That's hilarious. Hang on, let me call you back and we'll try again. I'm just going to do this live. We are talking to Dan Riches. Mind, Body and Salt is has anyone done a float bath before? I've looked at them. I've wanted to do it, and I've never done it. Let's see. Let's go. Tell us if you've done a float bath. Why is that not coming through, Miss Deza? There we go. We're back.
You got me now, mate?
We're back. Sorry, mate. My Atari blew up.
Yeah, Commodore 64.
Continue on.
Yeah, so look, just back on the floating side of things, the other part is that it's the temperature of the solution. So it's heated to skin surface temperature. So when you're lying without gravity, the temperature of the solution matches your skin and the air on top of your body. Once you turn that light out inside your float pod, there's no light, there's no sound, there's no gravity, there's no sense, there's no stimulation entering your body. So you're in there for 60 minutes, but you lose complete track of time. You have no idea how long you've been there.
So does it go fast? Would it go fast? Like are you knocking on the door going, oh, it's time, let's go.
We have had to do that a couple of times. We don't let people do 2-hour floats until they've done 3 1-hour floats.
Right.
They go deep. And I've had to knock on the tank a couple of times, years back now. But
I think I can relate to that.
You lose track of time. 60 minutes can feel like 20. It can feel like 10. Even for me, that's floated thousands of times. No one float is the same. It's all quite different. But
wow,
the sleep benefits from floating are just vast.
Wow. So would you recommend, so if someone's out there, I'm one of those people that's heard about floating, seen it around, seeing shops pop up, even in Melbourne, Queensland, overseas, and never given it a go. What would you recommend? And is there instant benefits?
Yeah, the physical benefits are instant. The first one, you can't, it's unavoidably weird.
Yeah.
Something you've done before. So like it's going to be a bit odd. We pride ourselves with the East Geelong studio of Mind Body Salt is that our introduction to people that are first timers is the backbone of what we do. So if we don't really manage people's expectations with floating, then it's not going to be the experience that they're looking for. So being able to manage that has been something we've learned to do over the journey as well. Yeah, but you can't rate your first one as floating. The first one,
yeah, right.
It's unavoidably weird. The second one, you're a lot more relaxed because you know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But it's that third one that you go, wow, now I know what everyone's on about here.
So are you at the studio most days?
Yeah, most days.
So
yeah.
what's your are you just are you so tired of like them coming out going and you go, "G'day, how was your first float?" But you deep down go, they're going to basically not come back. What can I say? What's your spiel?
I think on the product doing most of that, but you can pretty much you can pick it. Like when they walk in the reception, they've got pretty much 4 or 5 different looks. One that when they walk out and they're kind of, you know that they've gone deep and they've just loved it. Rarely people don't. But now and then someone will not tell us they've got vertigo or something. And that's not a good mix, mate.
Yeah, right.
Vertigo and zero gravity, not a good mix.
Yeah. Hey, so what are you doing down at the beach at Silly O'Clock? So I initially thought, and I've heard this before, that there's so many benefits from having freezing cold water, baths or showers, but you're going one up, and I've heard of the iceburgers, I think down in Port Melbourne or Bondi, the old fellas like to 70 or 80 still going for the laps at 6 a.m. What are you doing down there?
Yeah, well, the reason I started doing it, I got a little badass mate named Sam Wilson. She does it with me every week as well and hasn't missed one since July. This got legs, this thing.
Yeah.
We've been doing it from July 1. We've had problems with social distancing. We had 30 people here one morning.
So you're inviting people down?
Yeah, mate. Like, it's just come and do it, come and try it. This morning the water's about 11 degrees, which it doesn't sound that cold, but when it's 0 degrees or 1 degrees outside in July, it's about 8, 9 or 10 in there. So it's still pretty fresh in there.
Yeah.
But the motivation for doing it was trying to find things that are a struggle and a little bit difficult, or quite difficult. And doing this, getting in the water when the sun's on up in July when it's bloody cold, and it's kind of a little bit of hacking your own brain.
Yeah, right.
You've got every reason to stay in bed, and even the drive from Grovedale into here, the little fella on your shoulder saying, you don't have to do this. You don't have to. You can just go back. And it's being able to know that you're going to do something that is going to suck, and you still do it, and you back it up and back it up. So that's the background of why I'm doing it. I just like things that are a bit more difficult. And
yes.
Once you get out of that water, like I've got in there with a bit of, I've had that half a bottle of red wine too much.
Yeah.
And I get in with a hangover, and I get out, and it's not. It's something you just have to do to experience. It's a weird one.
Oh, it's a complete. The last time I jumped in freezing cold water at a silly season was last winter, not the one just gone the winter. And I just was down at Torquay, and I just looked at the ocean, and it looked just so tasty, splashing waves. I was in my clothes. I didn't come in togs, and I just got down on my jocks and went in. Stupid, but I felt so alive for the rest of that day, and that's the definitely benefits that I felt straight away.
Yeah, man.
But doing it every morning, but that's a brilliant. I mean, we've heard about heaps of initiatives out there that bringing people together that we can't do. That's a brilliant one. And 30 people want to go in there in the water with you at 5 a.m. What time are you going down there?
We 6:20 on Friday mornings down at Eastern Beach, just down next to the promenade. But I mean, there are also, because I always come down here probably 4 or 5 times a week before I was doing this,
right,
to walk. And I always noticed the icebergers down here. There's a handful of them as well, but they're all people that are either retired or
yes.
or seniors. And I thought there's something in this. No one my age or no one younger is doing this down here.
Yeah.
And I kept on reading up more and more on doing some research on these kind of things, and it just turns out it's mostly old people that do it. So although we are getting a bit old these days.
Yeah, that's what kind of things we've got to start looking at.
That's it. It's like the movie Cocoon.
What's the 40 to 80-year-olds do these days? Like we're all in the same group now. You did mention off air that you're doing actually something. You actually are doing it towards something as well now. When did that come about? And talk a little bit about that event coming up and where are you at with it?
Yeah, so went a little bit further. We decided that we'll start training for the Peter Pub, and I'd always wanted to do it, but never had the juice to do it. And so now it's Friday mornings we get in, but we also swim. We're almost up to what we today, 750 meters today. So we're building up to that 1.2 for sorry mate, there's a garbage truck right here. 1.2 in the Peter Pub, which is now being done virtually.
Oh right,
but
yeah.
We'll still go down and do it down there.
Which means that you just do it in your own time and time yourself?
Yeah, it's more not on the clock at the moment. It's weird that the races of the Peter Pub event is what we're working towards, but to quote the great man Phil Jackson, the journey is more the reward with this one. So enjoying the actual training is part of what I'm doing at the moment.
Today is one of the finer days down there. It is. I do wish that I was down there with you every time I see it. It's beautiful.
We actually have an underrated garbage system in this city. It's award-winning, our garbage service.
Mate, I'll let you go. You probably just lost all your. I've separated you from the crew. Are you going for a little cappuccino somewhere, or how do you after a
lovely Taylor hasn't my partner. Taylor, she hasn't missed one of these one morning.
Oh, good on her.
She jumped in last week for the first time, but she brings down the coffees for us. So she's in charge of the coffees every week.
Mate, I'm always thrilled to get a hold of you and have a chat, and it's good to hear that we're always talking to people and you've got a purpose. It's really encouraging. Like you're not doing things for yourself predominantly. You're going down looking after your health, but you've always been great at bringing people together. So it's nice to hear you're still doing it through all channels.
Kind words, mate. I appreciate that. Oh, I always love chatting to you too.
Oh, good. Well, I'll just call you all the time then.
Let's do that.
I'll just call you all the time and I'll just talk.
Do a Friday check-in.
I'd love to. Hey, we'll do it. And I know that you got another person, Sammy. Give me a little intro on her, and it would be really interesting to talk to her. I looked it up, by the way. Sober Mates.
Yeah. Sammy's she's the founder of Sober Mates. She's a professional, works for Transurban, but she also founded Sober Mates, which is an initiative to it's a support group of people that are and she coined this term, sober curious. So it's a really good way to put it, that people that maybe don't want to get off the drink completely, but maybe want to understand how drinking can the culture of drinking and how their drinking habits can be maybe altered or discussed. No, she's doing a really good thing there with Sober Mates, but she's really keen to talk to you as well, mate.
Cool.
Yeah, no,
So,
thank you very much. She was down here this morning.
I did see the group and I did recognise her. That's good. If she's by your side, I will get a hold of you next Friday and I'll try and maybe get in a little bit early, and I really want to see that sunrise as well. So
do that, while we're in there, we'll definitely do that. Yeah.
But mate, it's brilliant to talk to you. Have a brilliant Friday, and Cats. What give us?
We'll be right. We'll bounce back.
No, we won't.
We'll be right.
We won't. We're hopeless. We are unreliable. They've been doing this to the Geelong faithful for. Oh, I know we've won a couple of premierships, but we go from highs to lows. It's someone like with bipolar. Cats have got bipolar.
I just think a couple of decisions, and we might not have been that. I think Tommy might be having a set shot next time he gets a chance in front of goal. But besides that,
yeah.
I reckon it'll be all right. I've got faith.
And who you got? Are you a LeBron Lakers? Let's just see the champions be the champions, or are you an underdog lover, or what do you want to see in the rest of the NBA finals?
But I love 7 games more than anything else.
I know.
I just want it to be 7 games, mate. I hate it when it ends early. But no, it's
Yeah.
great to watch, isn't it? I hope I'd love Miami to push them, and I think they've got the grit to do it. To at least push it to a hopefully a decider. But I'm out here thinking that by myself, mate. No one else agrees.
Would it be safe to say that LeBron, in his excellent human specimen nature, is probably doing floats as well every day? Like, is he?
Yeah,
that would be
he floats every day. He's a big endorser of Mind Body Salt.
Definitely.
People don't know that, but he's
no. It's like Michael Jackson when he done the voiceover for The Simpsons. He didn't want credit, but he put his name on it, and he does promote it, but he's not allowed to say it. It's Michael Jackson.
That's it. Yeah. No.
Lisa, it's your birthday.
You need 10 LeBrons to beat LeBron.
I know. Yeah. I just saw that dunk that he did after the siren, just to finish off, and it's been slow-mo by Matt Barkley. He's 18 again. It's just he still is 18. It's ridiculous.
It's funny looking at pictures of him when he was 18 now, thinking what a baby that guy was.
Yeah.
We've watched this guy the whole way through. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Hey, Dan, thanks, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a nice weekend.
You're the one. See you, mate.
See you, brother.